I call on Government Orders of the Day numbers 1 and 2.
Judicature Modernisation Bill, Committee stage continued. Education Legislation Bill, Committee stage.
I declare the House in committee for further consideration of the Judicature Modernisation Bill and for consideration of the Education Legislation Bill. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Speaker. The House and Committee for further consideration of the Judicature Modernisation Bill and for consideration of the Education Legislation Bill. Members, we turn first to the Judicature Modernisation Bill. Adrian Rurewhai.
Tēnā koe te hea mana o te komiti o te wharenei. So it's a pleasure to stand on the committee stage of the Judicature Modernisation Bill, and I want to turn my attention to one part of the Minister's Supplementary Order Paper 197, in particular Part 3. The issues around, or the provisions around judicial review procedures. So first of all, can I acknowledge the Select Committee, and in particular one point made by the Labour Party minority view, and in particular the omission from the purposes of Clause 3 any reference to a commitment to parliamentary sovereignty, the rule of law, judicial independence and the Treaty of Waitangi. And it occurred to me, sir, that in looking at judicial review procedures, that it would be helpful, I believe, for these procedures to have some commitment to those elements here, particularly for me, for the Treaty of Waitangi. It is, and we just heard from Puta Williams talking about her maiden speech. I think for every Māori electorate MP, indeed more than Māori MPs and MPs that come to this House and talk about the Treaty of Waitangi, and I thought in looking at the judicial review procedures, I wonder how having an overview or a commitment to the Treaty of Waitangi and the purpose of this bill would give more enhancement to for the judges carrying out the reviews to have consideration to these parts of the clauses which are not there. So I decided to have a look at the whole process of judicial reviews. And it goes back a very long way in common law, as I understand it. But in 1972, the Judicature Amendment Act 1972 was put in place. This Modernisation Bill repeals that act, but it replaces it with a whole new part within the Judicature Modernisation Bill, which is wholly appropriate. It is a very important part of our judicial processes. And some more recent cases I know about, particularly in the education system, where decisions have been made by the Minister that have been challenged through these processes. I think it's important that these processes are retained and are maintained. They are updated. The language has changed where appropriate, although some of the language to me doesn't make it any less or more clearer. I think it's just the modern language that we use around this. But I think this process is very important, as I say, and that needs to be within the bill. The whole bill, which takes a collection of acts and modernises them in a way that which is appropriate for 2016. These some of these parts of the bill, as I say, this one is from 1972. Others go a lot longer, over 100 years ago. And so I stand in support of this this part of this bill, but with the note that it would be much better to have consideration to the elements that aren't actually there, and mainly for me, the Treaty of Waitangi. Kia ora.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Bruno